Here are my top 10 Rambo franchise moments. So, these are the moments that I like the most in the franchise. Coming in at number 10 is Rambo flies a helicopter escaping the bad guys from Rambo First Blood Part 2. So, Rambo flies a helicopter at the end of the film, escapes the bad guys. It's pretty action-packed, so I really enjoy it. So he flies a helicopter, and that's a lot of fun. Number 9 is Rambo shooting in the fort, and there's explosions going on in Rambo 3. So Rambo is shooting in the fort, after he saves his commander. He's shooting a gun at people, at the bad guys, and then explosions start happening. It's action-packed. It's in the second half of the movie, so I really enjoy it. Number 8 is the boat shootout from Rambo, the 4th movie. So the villains come up to Rambo's boat. They have an exchange. They want the woman. Rambo is not going to give them her. So the bad guys start pulling out a gun. Rambo pulls out a gun, starts shooting the bad guys, and it is extremely violent, and it's extremely bloody. So it's action-packed, and you see some of the villains die. So that was pretty cool. Number 7 is Rambo fights the guy at the end of Rambo 3. So this is my favorite moment of that movie. Rambo is fighting the guy. They're rolling around on the ground. And then Rambo hangs him. He falls down a hole. He puts a bomb in him, or a grenade in him, and the bad guy blows up. So it's a pretty good fight, pretty brutal, and it ends with an explosion. So I really like that. Number 6 is Rambo shoots people in the tunnel from Rambo Last Blood. So the bad guys come to his house. They go into the tunnel, and they don't know where they're going. And then Rambo just pulls out a gun and starts shooting them. Some of them get stuck in traps. Rambo just shoots them in the head, and that's pretty gory, and it's a lot of fun. It's nice to see the villains die. So that's a pretty good moment. Number 5 is Rambo escapes the jailhouse, and then you have a chase after that from First Blood. This is like the first action sequence of the movie. Rambo is kind of being tortured with PTSD, and physically, kind of, by the officers. And then you just see Rambo kick it into high gear, like lays waste to the police officers and escapes. And you see how much of a threat Rambo can be. And then Sheriff Teasel comes after him in the police car while Rambo is on a motorcycle, and the sheriff is chasing Rambo. And that's a really intense moment. So it's really action-packed. So I really like that moment. Number 4 is the villagers killing the people in the town from Rambo. So the villains are in the town killing people. This really sets up how despicable these people are, because they're setting fires, they're shooting people. So it's really making you despise these villains. So it's a really good moment. Number 3 is Rambo's speech from at the end of First Blood. So So this is where you actually see Sylvester Stallone, like, actually acting. And he's not doing a fight. He's yelling, he's screaming, and he's saying how he lost everyone from the war and how it was pointless to go to the war. And then he comes back here, and people just hate him. People spit on him. So it actually shows Sylvester Stallone's acting ability in an otherwise pretty action-packed franchise. So it was such a different moment in the first movie, but also in the franchise. So I really like Rambo's speech at the end of First Blood. Number 2 is Rambo uses a big gun in Rambo. So at the end of the film, Rambo gets a hold of a big gun from the villains and starts shooting every other villain. So it's basically the climax of the movie. So it's really action-packed, really awesome to see that. So Rambo just kills every single villain with the giant gun. So that's really fun. But my number 1 favorite Rambo franchise moment comes out is Rambo kills the guy with arrows in Rambo Last Blood. So this is the climax of Rambo Last Blood. He caught the villain. He shot arrows into each of his limbs. The arrows are going into the side of the barn. So he has him. Rambo has the villain captured, and then he comes up to him and he says something like, "I want to make you feel how I felt," and he cuts out the bad guy's heart. So it is extremely graphic and extremely satisfying to see this guy finally die. To see Rambo finally kill this guy who made him lose his adoptive daughter. So Rambo killing the guy with arrows and cutting out his heart in Rambo Last Blood comes out as my number 1 favorite Rambo franchise moment. Thanks for watching.